Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Excuse me, Lynn, would you call the roll, please?
Mrs. Sullivan?
Here.
Mr. Holchanski?
Here.
Mrs. Vanderwater?
Here.
Ms. Lesniak?
Here.
Mr. Tupper?
Here.
Mr. Dudzinski? Ms. Saban?
Here. Okay, can I get a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes from the July 20th meeting?
I'll make a motion.
Second. All
Clerk's
those-
choice.
Any questions or comments? All of those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
It's official.
Okay. I just have a few comments before we get into the rest of the meeting. In order to make sure that the meetings run in a professional and timely manner, we are going to begin with some rules. People that want to speak are going to be signing in with the town clerk, your name, address. When you speak, you will come up to the microphone here. Each person has a maximum of 3 minutes. You will talk to the board. We do not have to give you any input right then and there, but if you have comments, that's when you can do it. We're assuming that civility is going to just, be the name of the game. If you start going down a road where you start to accuse any current or former board member of any sort of wrongdoing, you will be asked to stop, put it in writing, the accusation, provide the proof in writing, send it to the supervisor. It will go to the attorney. It will also be sent to the ethics committee for the town, and then we will get back to whomever on that. But going forward, we're not going to sit here and take accusations from people without evidence. It's just not going to happen anymore. So,
Mayor Francis, is it possible to move the microphone over here so we can have people on the camera? Because when they're on there, he gets the back of their head.
I was going to move that.
Okay, perfect.
Goes from here.
I mean, it can go over here if that's easier for you, so they're right in your view line.
Yeah.
is there a
I
microphone?
want to be able to get all of this and.
Sure.
Okay.
Right
So,
there. We'll find it. Yeah. How about that? Perfect. Thank you.
So going forward, that's how the meetings are going to run. You can bring up whatever comment you want, but again, you've got 3 minutes, and then the next person will be brought forward to talk. Okay, so, and we are also going to be starting the meetings at this point with citizens' comments. So has anybody signed in, wish to talk tonight? No? Okay, all right, on the agenda, item number 1 is to approve an agreement with the town attorney, Costello Premium Farron, for additional legal services that are outside the retainer, and authorize the supervisor to sign the agreement.
Can I just back up for a second? We don't need a motion on that. It's not law, right? Because I know like the county has rules for the citizen comments and stuff. We don't need any type of motion to make that accurate, right? Okay, just checking.
You don't have to.
We're so formal. I know you are.
Okay. Again, can I get a motion to approve the agreement with the town attorney for additional legal services that are outside the retainer, and authorize the supervisor to sign?
I'd like the motion.
I'll second that.
Any questions or comments?
According to the rates charged and the time estimate here, it's going to run about $9,000, right? 8 or 9?
Right, and right now we had budgeted, I think, 15,000.
That's what I wanted to ask. Thank you very
15 or
much.
15.5. So,
And so negotiating the contracts are above and beyond the current retainer that we have.
correct.
The retainer doesn't cover labor negotiations.
Okay.
Any other questions, comments? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. Okay, counselor and committee, you want to do the resolution?
If you'd like, I've got lots of time between now and 7:30, but I can do it now.
Yeah.
That's sticky. Yeah.
The attorney-
You're gonna be here by yourself tonight.
Yeah, okay.
We got it, Val. I'm gonna talk slow. Okay, as a follow-up.
You can get in the weeds tonight if you want to.
No, I won't. It's not that much. Okay, so as a follow-up to what was just discussed at the work session, this is, if you will, almost a cleanup from last month, or last meeting regarding 2271 Connors Road. Lynn, I will give this to you so you have it exactly, okay? After the town authorized the supervisor to execute an affidavit relating to encroachments on that property, I was contacted by the attorneys for the closing that they actually wanted different language. So the resolution that would be before that is before the town board this evening is as follows. Resolved, the town of Van Buren Town Board does hereby approve and authorize existing encroachments in the town right-of-way at 2271 Connors Road and in the right-of-way of Old Highway of Connors Road as depicted on a survey prepared by S. Sennert LLS dated June 10, 2022 to remain in their present location as long as they stand, and conditioned upon limiting further enlargement or expansion of the existing encroachments into the town's right-of-way, and authorize the supervisor to execute an accompanying affidavit memorializing the town's approval, said affidavit being revised to specifically reference the Senate survey dated June 10, 2022. To address Councilwoman Vanderwater's concern, it's as long as they stand. Perfect. So that would be the resolution before the vote. So we just need a first and a second.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thanks, Nadine.
Thank you.
Okay, council committee reports. Let's change it up, Howard. Anything?
Nothing?
Jenny?
I have something.
I know, that's why we went that way.
So I was able to participate in my first Little League committee meeting on Monday. They have not had any meetings in the past few years, primarily due to COVID. The meeting was very informative. They had an exciting season. There were 652 players this year. They had a team 10U and 11U that had been recognized as District 8 All-Star champions, so congratulations to those teams. And 11U team also continued on to Section 1 champions and to the state tournament. So fall ball starts the week after Labor Day, and the registrations are underway. They also recently renamed their Field 1 to Cecil E. Reeves Memorial Field in honor of Mr. Reeves. And they also have some current projects that are going on and some future projects that are going on. The projects that are currently going on, they're painting their concession building, their garage, replacing a heat pump in the concession building, and replacing 4 scoreboards. And future projects include, but not are limited to, adding a bullpen, adding a batting cage and a roof for a batting cage for rain purposes, and extending outfields on 2 of the fields so that they can qualify to host state tournaments. There's other projects that they have, but this is the largest youth program in our community, and probably one of the largest of the state. And they're continually looking for donations and sponsorship, whether the donation is a monetary value or just helping, extra hands helping, donating your time. So if anyone is interested in participating and donating to the Little League, you can reach out to the Little League via their website, which is www.beville.com, or you can even email the league at bevillell1989@gmail.com. I know that they would appreciate any recommendation or any donations that they receive. So that's all I got.
How old is the facility?
So I have learned a lot on the Little League. So the Little League was formed in 1989. Reeves, the Reeves family, yeah, exactly, I'm speaking now. The Reeves family donated the fields in 1997, was it? And then an agreement was made between the Little League, the Reeves family, and both townships, Lysander and Van Buren, as well as the Baldwinsville Village. So it was very informative.
Yeah. I would echo the thanks to the Reeves family for that.
Yes, yes.
Mike?
Nothing for me, thank you.
Wendy?
I have a Canton Woods board meeting tomorrow. I did have a chance to review the agenda. Everything looks status quo, but I will report back to the board after the meeting.
Okay. Darcy?
I'm not waiting tonight.
Okay. Highway Superintendent?
Just a quick mention about the Village Green drainage project. The drainage work is completed. Most of the repairs have been done to the lawn. The milling out and repaving of that area is scheduled for the 30th and 31st of this month. But as we get closer, there'll be more signage pertaining to that. They expect to be able to get it done in 2 days, so hopefully by the 1st of September, we'll have a nice new surface, and that will complete the whole Village Boulevard through both north and south, being all repaved and good to go. That's it.
Okay. Let's see, I have a couple of comments that I will keep short. As Doug mentioned in the work session, the Brickyard Road and Canton Street intersection is closing on August 8th and is scheduled to reopen about the 30th, 31st. So, but that is definitely going to happen starting next week. We have received word today that the speed limit reduction request on Connors Road between Canton Street and Route 31 has been approved by the state DOT, and it is now down to a 45 mile an hour. So once the highway goes ahead and gets those signs out.
It was fast.
No, this one was,
This is a different one. This,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not fast. This is
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say.
This is, I believe, almost a couple of years old.
yeah.
So let's figure this out. 31, so down by the post office?
But Connors Road.
Connors Road.
Right at the bottom of the hill.
Okay, Connors Road.
Connors Road from there all the way up to the corner of Connors and Canton near the park.
Okay, so it's Connors Road.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, that's what we all thought, oh my God. Like, eh.
Well, what is it now?
Most of that is 55.
Why would anyone complain about that area? It's all farmland. I don't even see people out.
Well, because there are some wide hills, and you have probably one of the big ones is you have that S-curve on Connors that is between the West Sorrel and Canton Street section. That is a rather, if you don't slow down, I think we marked it at 30. If you don't,
Yeah.
you can't take it much more than that safely, that's for sure.
Okay.
And there are several blind spots through there and whatnot.
That's at the
Well, that's
fault
good that, that's positive that maybe we'll get the other approved.
Hopefully, yes.
In 2 years.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it does take quite some time.
We also received notification today that the Department of Transportation will be conducting a formal investigation on the speed reduction from Canton Street from Ellsworth to Connors Road. So,
That's it.
yeah, well, yes, that's the other one. Let's see. We are still looking for residents to consider becoming the Oprah board member, and there's an opening still on the Board of Assessment Review. We're still looking for a couple more candidates for park attendants to replace people that will be leaving shortly. Let's see. And there is a shredding event on September 10th from 9 a.m. to noon at the Orange Lot at the Fairgrounds that is sponsored by Assemblyman Magnarelli. He did one earlier this year, and that information will be on the website as well. And last note is that the website now has a link on the main page for any information related to Kriego Farms, the proposed development. Everything that the town has at this point is on that link. So if you're looking for anything, go to that link. Anything we have, everything we have is on that link. When something new comes to us, it will be added. But at this point, we've received nothing new in months, so nothing has been added. But everything that is applicable is on there now. Okay? And just a quick note that the water chestnut contractor, one of them picked up a second machine, and they are working now by Case Marina, which used to be Cooper's Marina. So they're attacking a 14-acre plot of water chestnuts in that area. So they started that this week.
On both sides of the river? Like
I was
like
told-
Cooper's West, or Case West? Okay.
I asked, I have not gotten that information.
That's good.
So I saw the Columbine, and it is on Van Buren side.
Oh,
Not to
good.
say that it won't move over to
Sure.
Alexander,
No,
but
you
it's
can do both
on,
sides.
yep, it's on our side right now.
Good.
But, you know, Mayor Francis, I'm glad you brought it up, because I do want to make a comment that the citizens that were here at our last meeting discussed that, you know, they pay taxes based on waterfront. Our taxes have nothing to do with the waterways. You're taxed based on the land in your house. Just because you pay taxes and are on waterfront and have water chestnuts has nothing at all to do with what your taxes go for. We have no control over the waterway. I wish I had emphasized that a little bit more at the last meeting when people were complaining about how they pay more for waterfront. The waterways have nothing to do with where those tax money goes.
The Canal Corp is under DOT now, isn't it?
Correct,
From the thruway.
correct.
That's when a lot of it went haywire, because the thruway didn't know anything about how to run a canal.
I agree.
So,
So I'm glad it's back in the hands of the DOT.
they have, the residents last time asked me to get with the neighboring towns to see if we can do a joint letter to both the assemblyman, the state senator, and also possibly to Senator Schumer and Gillibrand to really push the state and any federal money that can go to help, eradicate this problem. And again, it's not going to happen overnight. That's the thing. But at least they now have 3 machines working on this, plus the 1 unit that's doing handheld pulling.
Right, and people need to understand they can help that effort by pulling in front of their waterways, getting out on a boat, getting out on a kayak, and pulling themselves. As you mentioned, water and soil and water will come and pick up what's on land, so.
Got to coordinate with them, but yes.
Yeah, so people can attack that on their own as well, and pay for someone to come and do it themselves. So there are a lot of options. Yes, they're maybe expensive and are time constraints, but there are other options other than just waiting for some feedback from New York State.
Yeah, I do know some of the people that have contacted the contractors, they just didn't have the availability.
They're super
so-
busy with the soil and water contract, so it's
Right.
really, I mean, there needs to,
Catch-22.
if anyone wants to get in the water chestnut pulling game, there's work to be done.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, that's all the notes that I had. Let's see, engineer is not here. Nadine, anything else on your end?
No, that was the only item I had. If there's any questions or anything from the board, I'm happy to answer them.
Okay. Lynn, anything from the clerk? Okay, seeing nothing, get a motion to adjourn the meeting and for the next, and to re-adjourn on August 17th at 7 p.m.
Motion. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for coming.
Me too. Thank you. Thank you.